I'm not able to see myself on the camera here. Which one am I? Which one is this? All right, I think it's this one here. I think it's that camera there. There we go. My cameras are moved around my display today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're tuning in, watching this, appreciate you. As always, do that first thing. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all of that jazz. All right, as usual, we'll jump straight into this thing. And give me a hello. Let me know where you're listening from. Let me know how your day's going, what you got going on, anything special, anything like that. Slide this closer to me. Perfect. So today is our Perspective Is Skewed. That's what we're talking about today. So it's hard to change our perspective unless we've been meditating in a monastery for the last decade. Our thinking is skewed by past experiences, other people's expectations and emotions. We inadvertently trap ourselves with faulty thinking and incorrect perspectives or perceptions. Much of this is habitual and challenging to change, but it can be altered, right? So let me know if you feel that way, and let me know if what my opening statement is true in regards to our thinking patterns, our habits, things that we have going on when we think that all of that is coming out is because of us, as far as thought-wise, challenge-wise, life-wise. Is that something that's true? Is it something that we feel it's totally all of us and that's us thinking about certain things? Or is that due to outside influences, things that have happened from our past, even things that may be happening today? Is that causing you to think differently? So I got a few different talking points as usual, as far as how we can approach things to try to help us have our own mind, our own voice, our own thinking in the world right now where there's so much going on around us. I've said that several times. I'm going to start removing that from my speaking here. So, number one, I put take that much needed media break, right? So the media break could be taking a break from news, social media, when you get your Twitter feed in, all of that. Take a little break from that so that you can start to think about certain situations and what's going on your own. So the media may be presenting factual information, but the norm is what people want to watch. The most interesting and sensational things are presented in order to keep viewers tuning in day after day, right? It's a narrow slice of reality, can lead a viewer into believing they understand society as a whole, when really all it does is show one perspective on life without any other context or background that might provide more depth for understanding the world's complexities. So I've been privileged to travel the world and live in different countries and interact with different people, people that may, at one point, if the news says this about that type of people, in my personal experiences, oftentimes it's false situation, right? Not saying all information is false, not saying that at all. What I'm simply saying is sometimes we take what others have said about what is going on or about a certain person, and then we put that into our thought process. So now when we're interacting with that person, that is something that we're thinking about and we're pushing that onto them when that may not be the case at all. So what I'm saying, by taking that media break, a media fast, if you will, it allows you to have your own thoughts. It allows you to have your own mind. And that's something that I like to express with our kids. I have certain life challenges. I've gone through certain things in life. My wife has gone through certain things in life. Her grandparents and uncles and so on have gone through certain things in life. So when we're having conversations with the kiddos, we're having that conversation in a perspective from where we've been, from what we've seen, right? But I tried to express to them that it's okay for them to absorb that information, but at the same time, they need to be able to recognize how to pull certain information out of there and put their own thoughts into what's going on as well, versus only taking what somebody is telling them and then just running with that, right? I do the same with when I'm working with the boys. And again, it's not telling them to not believe certain things or to only believe this thing. It's just saying, take in the information, recognize what somebody has said, listen to it, and then do your own research. Do your own figuring out and try to come to a conclusion of your own understanding on what's going on and not just taking what somebody has said, right? So that's one way that we can do things there. The next is let the past go. So learning is a funny thing. We can learn to fear things that are actually good for us, or even like things that are bad for us, like the wrong foods, if we are not careful. We all have our mistakes from time to time, but hopefully as we continue to evolve and improve ourselves, things will change. The past is only here to serve us, not to guide us. We have to focus on today, let go of all that has happened, and walk a new path. So we've all gone through certain things through life, and obviously how we approach certain things is affected by what has happened a day ago, a week ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, right? But at the same time, we shouldn't allow that to guide our every single move, because maybe what happened in the past didn't work out because we weren't so well educated, or we weren't as mature, or the situation just was a bad situation at the time. That doesn't mean that what has happened wasn't something that could have been good for us and allow us to take those next steps, right? So if you've made a mistake or something has happened in the past that didn't allow us to work certain things out, you got to just let that go. Let it go, forget about it, and move on, and be able to take those steps that you want to be a better person, a better human being, a better husband, wife, spouse, friend, co-worker, whatever that is. And just go, and stop getting so caught up in, this happened before and that has happened and this is why I'm doing that this way and blah 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 blah. Okay, it's okay. We're not robots. We're humans, and mistakes happen. Okay. The next one I brought up was make decisions without concern for what others think. Big one here. We know we are not the only ones who feel this way. When faced with a decision, we often think about how our friends or our colleagues might react to it. It's natural for people to want their coworkers and bosses to be happy. No matter whether our work is in an office environment or if we're working from home, when making decisions, big and small, there will always be someone that has something to say about what we are doing, no matter if our decision affects them directly, indirectly, doesn't affect them at all. Someone's always going to have something to say. And we shouldn't be so concerned about what other people are saying, especially if what we're doing is not hurting somebody, right? If we're not hurting somebody, we're not cheating, we're not doing things that don't fit our morals or what we're about, then we should be able to do them freely without concern for what Ted and Bethany are going to say over here. We should do it because we feel it's best for us, it's best for our family, it's best for our business and moving forward. You got to be able to just do things because it's your life and you got to be able to live it. My wife likes to do different styles and colors with her hair, and she feels free enough to just do those. And when she hits that, other people are loving and they'll come up to her and say, "Oh, I love your hair. It's awesome. I've always wanted to do that, but," there's always a but. "I've always wanted to do it, but I don't know what my parents will say about it, or I don't know what people at work are going to think if I have it." Just do it because you want to do it. Do it because it's something that you want. We have to be able to go after what we want because, again, we get one life to live. Why not take advantage of it and enjoy it and live it to the fullest, not so concerned about what somebody else is going to say about it. I remember the first time I cut my hair into a mohawk. Like, I did it because I wanted to try it out. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I wasn't concerned about what my mom was going to say when I got back home, or what my brothers were going to think about it, or what other people wanted to try it out. It's something that I wanted to do. So what is it that you've been wanting to do? What is it that you've been wanting to try, and yet you have not done so because you're concerned about what other people are going to think about you? Again, if you're not doing anything that's causing harm to someone else, feel free to go out and do it. What is it that you want to do? Actually, let me know and let us know in the chat if there's something out there that you've been wanting to try, something that you've been wanting to do, and you're holding back simply because of the opinions of probably one other person. So what is that for you? And then finally, I wrote perfection. Forget about it. Perfection is an unrealistic expectation. Life has never been about dealing with perfection, but rather managing one's imperfections. Your partner, your boss, children, and even ourselves are all constantly flawed in some or another. The only thing that we can do to make it through life is work towards improving what isn't yet perfect, while also accepting everything else that comes along with that. And I'm actually going to make a correction on my here, because I'm going to send this out later. Perfect. All right. So what are you one of those people that is expecting perfection when it comes to doing certain things? So now your thought process is, again, our perspective is skewed because we want to make sure that everything is right. Everything lines up perfectly. Everything works out according to plan. When that's not the case, everything doesn't always work out. Everything is not always according to plan. You got to be able to just take the leap and manage those errors as they come. And the more that you're capable of doing that, it'll start to look as though the timing was perfect or everything the way it was, when in actuality, that's not the case at all. You were just able to pivot, move, and make those necessary corrections to getting things done. So are you that person that has to have everything perfect and lined up nice and neat and all of that? Let me know. So in closing, it's easy to get stuck in the mundane and forget what a beautiful world we inhabit. When we're spending immersed in this life, all that surrounds you are trees. But if we take the time out of our lives for self-reflection every now and then, it becomes easier to see more than just these woods. The whole world is full of oceans with crashing waves as far as the eye can see, from shorelines, and the desert sands where temperatures soar into triple digits year-round. The possibilities are endless. But before any exploration begins, there has to be a disengagement, freeing ourselves from anything holding us back. And whether it be past mistakes or limiting beliefs, we have to be able to take that step back. And when we see that we are the ones that are causing the trees and woods around us to constantly grow, and we're able to take that step back, now we're taking more of a helicopter view of the entire landscape. Now we can see so much more, and it's freeing for us. Happiness will always find its way back into us, and in everything that we're doing, if we allow ourselves to have that chance and have that opportunity. Okay, so recognize all that's going on around us, see life for what it actually is, and slow down at times, and be able to do for ourselves because we want more for ourselves. Okay, we're not doing anything to be disrespectful towards other people. We're not doing something intentionally to harm the people, but we're doing things so that we can give ourselves the best life possible, which in turn gives our family the best life, which in turn gives our circles even more opportunity to live their best life. So slow down a little bit, see what's going on. All right. Hopefully you got something out of that message today, and maybe we can alter that perspective just slightly to do the things that we want to do in life, and to feel a little bit more free as we're going through things. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in. As always, like, share, subscribe, follow, all of that, thumbs up. Continue to grow our community, and we are literally continuing to grow each and every day, which makes me a little more nervous every time I jump on here, in hopes that I deliver a proper message, and it's something that you guys can handle and listen to each day. So thank you for jumping on. We shall see you tomorrow, and as always, be better,